Okay, so you are in the assembler now.
Yes.
So what are you programming now?
Jeg programmerer Atari Super Mario.
So I'm just playing around with my VersaCart. This is a prototype, so it doesn't have the logo. And I put Jumpman Jr. on it, as you can see, because I wanted to try this electrical erasable one. So this one doesn't have a window, and it works a charm. It erases in like 102 milliseconds, so really quick. And yeah, so what I'm going to try now is put Super Mario Brothers on it. So Super Mario Brothers is a conversion. Let's see. There you go. So this is from Vice. There's a tool called cartconvert, and you can see the information. And this type of cartridge is a magic desk, and I think it's true also. I hope it's true. So it has 8K banks, so you need banking, and I don't have that on the VersaCart. If you go on Google and Google Magic Desk C64, you get a schematic from a blog, I think. You can look at that also. It's pretty simple. So you need a register 74LS174 to store data bus lines. So you need 4 of those. Actually, we only need 3. I'm waiting for that part 174, so I don't have it. So what I'm going to do instead is to use some of my chips here. So this is a 74595. These are NAND gates. 7474. These are dual flip-flops. I don't have the package with 4, only 2 and 2. I was thinking this was much more complicated than it is. Not its drawing, but how to do it, but it's actually quite simple. So what you do is that when the cartridge, when the program writes to, I think it's DE, this line will trigger. If you write to DF, the IO2 will trigger or go low during a write. So if you write to this area, the value on the database will then be put in here, and then effectively that will be your bank. So when the program continues to run, this output is remembered. And then why do you have phi 2 here? Well, you have to wash this signal because it has glitches. At least IO2 has. I don't know about IO1, probably has. And it's very sensitive. If there comes a glitch, this one will trigger. It will take whatever is on the database and put it out here.
Det er det nye.
Ja. Så, hvilket språk er det du bruker?
Jeg bruker assembler. Nei, det er det som er det språket jeg bruker som synes er enklest da.
Ja. For a true magic card, we actually need the last one here also to feed into X-ROM. Okay, it's not this cartridge, but there's another cartridge which does something similar, which puts RAM back into this area space instead of the cartridge. So it can run in one bank, it can run on the room, and then it can enable RAM in the other bank instead of the room. There's something like that. Soldering up here. This is my second try, and this time I'm using a 74LS02, which is a quad OR gate, so I don't have to have so many configuration just to get mixing of phi and room L. But I still have those 74. I was supposed to have 174, which is like a 5 op-amp. No, op-amp. 5 flip-flop thing, but this is a dual flip-flop, so I have to use 2 packages. Not sure if it works at all. And also I'm using my project board here. It's much more, it's better contacts, so I think those other ones are just fakes, so bad contacts can ruin your day. For example, I was going to solder A13 and 14, which are here, but when I follow it from there, you see the highlighted net there, goes up here, it's easier to attach it up here, 13 and 14, and you can see it's a bit more open here, so now I should figure out why those two are soldered together. Maybe that was when I desoldered. So I was going to try Bruce Lee, and they have a MD CRT, which is Magic Desk. Something weird going on. No idea why that is going around. So, but anyway, it's working. So I think that's cool. So not working 100%, but this is a 64K image, so we are getting somewhere. Vad blir det nästa titel?
Ja, det blir Page Fantastic. En väldigt bra Super Mario Atari.
Yeah. There was an interesting discussion on Twitter the other day, and it got me into thinking what I was saying about X-Room regarding going back to basic. From Magic Desk and then back to basic, and I think I'm wrong there, so let me explain. So Oliver, Commodore 64 Mania guy, he was working on putting games into 16K cartouche or cartridges. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And then he's disassembling and having fun. So it got into a discussion. And Laurent was talking about putting everything in RAM. That some of these multi-bank cartridges are putting everything in RAM. And then I got an idea. Okay, so if the CPU is going to run where the cartridge is, and it's going to run from RAM at the same address as the cartridge, well then the cartridge has to be mapped out, and that's what X-ROM does. So therefore I asked about this actually. And it is to release the ROM image from the memory map so that the CPU sees RAM and not ROM at the cartridge address. And Laurent think it's correct. Right, so I brought out the logic analyzer because now I am really worried that this signal IO2 is not actually filtered or it's glitchy. So we have hooked it up there. To the right, there's the NOR gate. We have the two flip-flop packages, which stores the bank. So now if you look at the screen here, you can see there's a glitch here. This is the output, as you can see over there. Output of the NOR gate. And then you have phi2, which is the clock, and then IO, which is the banking. To be able to see this, I have triggered on the output because it's not always it shows up. So if I trigger on only the glitches that's found on IO1, actually now there's none. So, but if I hold restore here and then release, I have a hack for that. So it resets, and now you can see the correct one, and there's the glitch. Yeah, so I had to trigger to see it. So now let's look at what it's supposed to look like. So I'm going to reset machine, and then I'm going to stop it there. So now you can see it. So what I'm thinking is that this is incorrect. And this one comes when it comes. I can't do anything about that. But if I'm going to use the phi2 to filter it, well, I'm doing the exact opposite actually. I'm filtering the correct one, and the glitches are coming through. And that really annoys me, because I followed this diagram online by Andrew Diffenbach, and it can't be correct. I don't know if he has tested it. So, and then there's the DDI projects, which you can find on Breadbox64. Really cool blog, by the way. So really nice board. So I'm looking at this as a reference, and since I don't have a schematic or anything from this site, I've decided to reverse engineer. So here, this is an image from the site, which really reveals what's going on. So this is the NOR gate, these are the I/O and the clock, and what do you know? Check it out. It's actually inverting Phi 2. It makes a lot of sense to me now. But it also brings in X-room here. So that's new to me. Oh, by the way, you shouldn't leave unconnected inputs, because they will oscillate, or they can. So that's a no-no. Oh yeah, this is where it's from, by the way. It's the Micro Magic cart. So when you hold the mouse over it, you can see this is the one. So, all right. So it's working. Let's switch on the computer again. There you can see it. So there it is. That's what we want to see. And I haven't triggered any glitches yet, so this document needs to be taken off the internet, I think. Or it works on another C64 maybe. No, I don't believe it.
Jeg lurer vel på hvor jeg har blitt av meg. Men jeg har gjemt meg bak Nintendo over 7 år nå. Det mange tror da, at ZeroPaige er en mann. Men der tok dere feil.
By the way, I can go on and talk about how glitchy the PLA is. That's where the IO2 signal comes from. But I'm not going to do that, so just going to say that it really depends how the logic inside the PLA is arranged. And there's a lot of garbage on the IO, on the address lines, and the address lines is, yeah, you know, changes the output together with some other signals. And it's a long talk, so I'm not going to talk about that. Same signal in on different gates, and the gates themselves cause delays such that the signal appears to be 2 signals, and then you have glitches because of that, or hazards. So, but it's a bit long to talk about. Yeah, so I'm trying now to see if the banking is working. So it gets to the yellow screen after the intro, and then it stops. So let's see now if it gets further. Yeah, it works. Wow, this time it actually works. Oh my god, it's working. Yeah, so I'm gonna, this is a weird angle. Typical me, I'm going to tweet about that, but just shows that I'm really happy with what I'm finding. So for since you're such a good audience, I'm going to hook up the logic analyzer, since I also already have it here, and I'm going to show you the banking process. So looking at this guy's site, and I was thinking maybe, how does it get it to work? He has a video and everything, and I believe so he has a bread bin. We did see that there was a little pulse coming out, But there was also glitches, but maybe he has a different PLA that doesn't have those glitches. Maybe this game doesn't produce those glitches. Who knows? Going to try something here. I'm going to film the Bruce Lee game at the same time as we film this. So we can see X RAM here. If that one goes low, I think it copies the RAM and then it goes back to a high. This is A13, 14 and 15, which is connected together, so we can see 0 is the bank right now. So let's go. Now it's running. Let's turn on the computer. There you go. You can see it copies something there. And hit space. It's currently in bank 1. And let's start again. There. You can see to read something in bank 1 there. Now if I move around, I think first I need to get these guys. And then when I go to the go to the right now, you can see there. You can see on the fly it actually did something there. So one other thing you can see is that whenever you have output on that NOR gate, the bank is switching though, so or yeah, X-room or bank anyway. So yeah, hope you like that. Now I'm going to try Super Mario Brothers.
Joysticken er jo elendig. Den blir jo ødelagt med en gang.
Så den har gjemt seg for Nintendo i 7 år. Det er skummelt. De er etter deg hele tiden.
Jeg ser noen stå utenfor her.
Ser du Nintendo?
Jeg ser et Mario.
Alright, got my programmer out, then ready to do some programming. And got my SMB64, which company is not going to be named here. Alright. Let's program it, so it erased it in 109 milliseconds, so really cool that, I think. Moment of truth. Sort of, I already tested it, but yahoo! Look at it. Start games, let's see if it actually can do something. I need a joystick. Hold on. So I was looking for my nunchucks. Should have used that for Bruce Lee, by the way. You can find the boards. You can find everything else. Did I send... Wow, did I send the last one out? So, that's really weird. Anyway, when I started to look, I looked into this box. I found Check Attack. I think I got that one from Wooter. Jupiter Lander, that was with the Brad Pitt bought 3 years ago. This one I made myself. I think I got this cartridge from Mindflare Retro. Cool. The cartridge inside is my own hack prototype. And there's power cartridge from Water again. I haven't tried this one, but the other day I was going to buy Jack Attack just because it's such a yeah, it has a history. So, but I have it. It's really cool. It's a good condition also. Really nice. So thank you very much for that. We'll try it out sometime. So. Look. So we have 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How is that? Yeah, bank 4. Don't think I have a bank 4. Yeah, we have 8 banks, sorry. Okay, let's start again. So now it's all in RAM, I think. Then player 1. Nothing happened, so it's already running in RAM, probably. Hvilket språk er dette?
Norsk.
Norsk.
Så det er...
Men dette er jo videopack.
Ja, det stemmer.
Ja.
Men det er sånn det blir. Er vi klare?
Ja.
Disse joystickene, de er jo elendige. For... Ikke elendig! Den blir jo ødelagt med en gang.